with a presentation of official United States policy in the Caribbean, and now we are told that people outside the Caribbean, and in fact within it, are here. As a matter of fact, the interests of the United States government, as stated in official policy in the United Nations and to the constituent voting public of the United States, has simply been to ensure the political and economic security of South and Central American governments in the interest of a sustained economic growth toward pluralistic democracies and intellectual advancement throughout the Western Hemisphere.
Ever since Harry Truman was fucking president, everybody knows that it doesn't make a big of difference whether or not we have a treaty with a country or not. By God, we're going to go in there and do whatever we want to. Realize, if we're going to go into Korea, for Christ's sake, this is a lot closer.
What would happen if the United States, I think, pulled out of Central America? Is that they would be free then to make their own choice.
Just because everybody that gets in power in Latin America happens to be a crook.
Why does that keep happening?
That doesn't have anything to do with the United States or Russia.
Yeah. Well,
now, the United States and the Soviet Union are taking advantage of that.
Can we put out a call for a communist? Is there a communist in the audience? We have an emergency here. Is there a communist in the audience?
I think that was definitely a part of it, just as I think also putting pressure on Nicaragua was a part of it. But I also feel that another part of it was just the simple selfish interest of this government wanting to be able to control the actions and the economic system of every country in the world if possible. And that Grenada being one country which was not acting in the ways that we wanted it to, and being a country which was accessible, what you said, the term accessible, was a situation where we could go in there and just sort of say, we don't like this, we think we can get away with it. The government felt they could get away with it, and they did get away with it.
Let's have a victory dance.
They went out there and had
the mouse.
Yeah, and I think that was also a part of it. It's all of those things together. Because the Cuban government even would like to have, and has said from the very beginning, that they want to have more communication with the United States. Not only verbal communication, but social, political, artistic, and economic intervention. Economic communication. And that it's been the intervention of the United States which has stopped all those things. The United States has said, you're calling what I said Falderall then.
No, I didn't say what you said was Falderall. I was saying the hearsay was
You said that's exactly the kind of voodoo Falderall that the Cubans are capable of. I'm capable of it too, because that's what I was saying.
Oh,
and in fact, that's the truth.
Line.
You, I don't know who you are.
He's Mr. Tongue-in-cheek, Gerald.
That is the United States government right there in body and flesh.
He's not an agent. No, he told us already.
He's not an agent. He is the United States government.
No, one thing that we can offer to the people of those states comes down to the question of guns or butter, and that's what we were talking about earlier before I was so rudely interrupted.
Who sells guns?
Who sells guns? Who gives guns? Who buys them and who transports them over there, and for what purposes do they do so? That is the question for discussion tonight.
All right,
and that is the point of all the murder and the atrocity which is going on down there, and the dislocation of civil, order in these countries. Now, let's understand this. The Central America is clearly capable of strong economic growth, and if we're to, talk about how happy the people in Cuba are with the butter, then let's talk about the business they're in, which is approximately, really, the selling of guns. And they sell the guns. They are not the sellers of guns. They have no arms industry, but however, they distribute guns very freely and with malice aforethought to countries in Central America. And that is very
The
legitimately
El Salvadorian government getting guns
documented.
from the Cubans.
I want to talk about the importance of developing these minds down there.
Let's talk about the art of manifestation, my friend.
And we can continue along the lines of might makes right that, in this sense, this country is based upon, because years ago, everybody in America was
The
stupid.
Soviet Union
And
is
they didn't have a chance.
developing a huge
They didn't have
hadron
any people down here, but
of mind-altering
there.
adepts who are going to change this collective unconscious of this entire planet. And it seems to me that unless we make a similar effort right now, today, beginning right here in the Lawndale Art Annex, to manifest a global society based upon the higher principles of which we are well aware, then it's going to be another example of the way the American people have been asleep on the fucking stage of history with the spotlight on them for the last 45 years, the most completely reprehensible and unbelievably passive performance ever on the stage of history by a people at the